What is up, all of my beautiful YouTube family? Welcome back to the Bad LSX Garage YouTube channel. Do you own a 2014 to 2018 Silverado or Sierra and it's just boring on the inside? You want to spruce it up a little bit, but you really don't know how or what to do? Well, in this week's video, I'm going to show you a few little things to help you out. Stick around, stay tuned, and let's roll that intro. Get in a car like this and smile, there's something wrong with you. What is up? What is happening? All of my beautiful YouTube family. Welcome back once again to the Bad LSX Garage YouTube channel. I'm glad each and every one of you decided to stop back by here at the garage, here at the compound one more time. Let's do the thing. And to all of my new subscribers, I want to say thank you and welcome. Now, like I said in the beginning, does your 2014 or 2018 Silverado or Sierra just boring on the inside? Is it just bland and you want to change it up a little bit? If the answer to that is yes, you definitely want to stick around. This will be a several video process. Now, obviously, I can go in and throw all this stuff together and show you the aftermath. But what good is that really doing? It's not really teaching you anything. And if you own one of these 14 to 18 regular cab short bed Silverados or Sierras, you know personally that there's no information out there about these trucks. And what you can find is very, very limited. So I'm kind of, sort of treading on new ground here, and we're going to tread on it together. If you haven't already figured it out yet, we're going to install subs and amp in this video today. That's strictly all it's going to be. In a previous video, I already ran the hot wire and the remote wire, ran it down the channel, and it is back behind the driver's side seat. Now, my original plan was to put two 12s in here. Unless you get a custom box made, two 12s is going to be a tight fit. You're going to have to move the driver's side seat forward. It's just a big ordeal and a big process. I'm not a big guy. I'm 5'8 and a half, 5'9 and a half on a good day, but still yet, with those subs, I would be pushed plumb up into the dash, and I just don't want that. So I decided I wanted to keep my 12s, but I'm going to have to eliminate one of them. So I got on Amazon, got just a single truck box, and I've put my one planetaudio 1800 watt in that box, and it's going behind the passenger side seat. But that still leaves us with what's going to happen, how we hooking up the amp. Well, I don't know. We're still got to figure that one out. And in order to get this little situation figured out, I'm going to remove the passenger side, driver's side, and this little jump seat in the middle. So here's where I'm at. Obviously, I've removed the passenger side seat. I've also came down by the door seal, removed all of this trim piece. I've came back here to the back and removed this plastic panel that's across the back of the cab. Be careful, it will break easily. All you have to do is you can take your hand and go underneath the trim piece and feel the clips. Pop it out with your hands, just like so. Go on down the line and just keep popping. Once you get all the way across popped, come back to where you started, put your hand back under and start popping the top out all the way across. Once you do that, pull it up and pull it out and set it off to the side. It's really not that hard, just be careful with it. It will bust. Then on the B pillar trim piece, I was going to remove it completely, but there is an airbag sensor up here, so I decided just to leave it alone. I don't want to mess with none of that. All I want to do is sort of get this B pillar trim piece out of the way so I can get to the wiring harness. Factory radios do not have RCA jacks in the back of them, and you need RCA jacks to get that output from the back of your radio to the amp. The only way to do that is with a line output converter. Now, I've had this for about 1.5 years. I used it on my 2013 Jeep Wrangler. Before I sold the Jeep, I took all of my stuff out because I knew I was going to need this. Now, this converter gives you the RCA jacks that you obviously need, but you have to wire it in somehow. How am I going to wire it in? Well, good thing you ask. So all the research that I have done, even though it's been on a 4-door, says on the right side, which this goes to the right and left side, but right now we're just working on the right side. The right side of the Silverados and Sierras, even though they're 4-door, The back speakers should be color coded with the wire white, which should be positive, and a blue with a black stripe, which should be negative. Well, since I found the wiring harness, I pulled back the sheathing, I found the blue with the black stripe and the white wire, and they are wrapped around together. So that obviously tells me that's the speaker wires. So now what I need to do is tap this in onto the right side of these speakers. And how am I going to do that? With these posi-tap connectors. As you can see, it's got a little needle point at the end of it. You stab this through your factory wire. It has a little slot right here that your wire goes through, and you just tighten this down. Then you have a connector to your factory wiring harness. So on this end, you loosen this up, you splice your wire that you need, you shove it through, tighten this back down, and then you have a solid connection in your factory wiring harness without splicing or without cutting. This side is officially complete. Well, minus the seat anyway. And obvious reasons we're not going to put the seat in yet, because here in the next couple hours we're going to put a full console in this. You guys won't see it until next week, but yeah, for me it's going to be here shortly. So obviously the B pillar trim is back in, the door trim is back in, everything's put together the way it should be. We've got the line output converter hooked up to the left side anyway. Now it's time to do the exact same thing on the driver's side. Remove the seat, remove the door panel trim and the B pillar trim. And the two wires we're looking for on the right side are going to be green, a solid green wire, which is your positive, and a green with a black stripe, which is your negative. Houston, we have a problem, and I'm really not sure how to fix it, to be honest with you. So the amp works, we know that. Any dummy can hook up an amp. All you need is a hot wire, a ground, and a remote wire, and you're good. So I can turn the key on, the amp comes on. I've got everything hooked up the way it should be. Sub doesn't come on. I've switched RCA jacks, as in switch, I mean actually put another pair on, nothing. I've switched input and outputs on the amp with the RCA side, nothing. I've jiggled the converter around, nothing. I've turned the line up and line down on the converter, nothing. I've turned the amp up, I've turned the amp down, nothing. So I'm really not sure what's going on. And well, my research, like I said, was on a four-door truck. But once I got in here and seen that the color codes matched, then I was pretty well confident that it was going to be the same. But is it not the same? Did I actually tap into something else? I don't think so, because I don't know any other wires that would actually wrap around each other than speaker wires, from the factory, that is. So yeah, I'm kind of at a loss right now. I really don't know what to do. I've been playing with this for about an hour, and I'm not giving up. But honestly, this video may be a bust, and I hate that. This may have to wait until I do some more research. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and find out.
3 hours later.
Fam, I gotta be honest with you. I don't know what to do here. I have put a lot of stereo systems in my lifetime, and this is the first one that I've ever seen that's puzzled me and got me off this bad. I've done everything I know to do, like the line converter, for instance. I didn't know that you could actually switch it a couple of different ways. You could put the two white wires together, or you could take the white and gray wire and put them together. So I've tried every configuration there is for the line out converter with nothing. I've also added the ground to the line out converter, which I've never had to do that before, but I just wanted to see, still nothing. I've changed RCA jacks, I've changed everything. So then I had the idea, maybe I'll get my Harley speaker, unhook everything, and then just come strictly from where I tapped in at to the wiring harness. I can plug this in, still nothing. So I'm not getting any sound. I've tapped into something that, I don't know, it may be an airbag. I don't really think it is, but I just don't understand why there's not any sound coming out of this. So if you guys have any ideas, I know, listen, this humbled me a little bit here because I thought in the beginning I was going to teach you guys something. But what good is that really doing? It's not really teaching you anything.
But what good is that really doing? It's not really teaching you anything.
But in fact, you're probably going to have to teach me something because I don't understand what's going on. I really don't. I don't understand if I've tapped too far down into the wiring harness or if I need to go maybe up into the speaker itself, or do I need to go behind the dash and actually just do it behind the radio? I don't know, fam. I'm lost. I'm seriously lost on this, and I'm asking for your help. So if you have any ideas, put them down in the comment section. At least today wasn't a total loss. I found a screw, a bolt, and 37 cents. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. Regardless, guys, look, it happens. Don't get down. I'm not down. I'm just going to keep continuing on. But it did humble me. It made me realize that even though I told you guys in the beginning that hopefully I was going to teach you something, the reality is you're going to have to teach me something, because without your guys' help, I'm not going to be able to figure this out, honestly. I am going to continue to do some more research, but I really don't think there's anything out there for me to look into. So it's really left up to you. If you've done this before, hey, put it down in the comment section. Tell me what I'm done wrong. You're not going to hurt my feelings whatsoever. And what's going to happen? Well, I'm going to pull all of this stuff out right now. I'm going to stick it off to the side. I'm going to pull the sub and amp and probably some of the wiring back out and just leave it alone. The seats are already out, so I'm going to go ahead and continue on with next week's video, which is installing this console. Now, I have installed a console before, which I also had installed subs and amp before, but hopefully, hope I didn't just mess up here, but hopefully, fingers crossed, that this installation will go a little bit easier than with this sub and amp install. It's time for old dad to go get him a BBS, a big bologna sandwich, and just sit down and contemplate on some things. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, go down there and give old dad a big thumbs up. And like I said, don't forget to leave me a comment. I need your help. I love you, fam, and until next week. You ready? Let's do this. Peace. I'm out.